Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. This is a place where diverse individuals discuss various topics from the Fallout universe. Join us, the conversation has already started.
Good evening, everybody. This is Romer, and you are now listening to the Fallout Roundtable. Apparently today is a special episode, and yes, we know
they're all special.
Maverick always says it's special, but we got a really special one for you. We're going to finally reveal our special announcement, our special idea, our special thing that we're going to be doing, and we also have a very special star. Yes, I called her a star. Very special guest on our show. I am Romer, as I've already said, and then we've got the normal Fallout Roundtable crew. I'm getting it out. Got Maverick, got Gingerino, got Sassy, and Ajaxa. Say everybody say hello.
Hello.
You know.
Hey, what's
it
up?
feels weird being on this side of the table, to be honest.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's
It's
round.
really weird.
Romer didn't clean his spot.
It's round. There's no real side.
Yeah, there are no sides. I think we need a new special word.
Stupendous show. I don't know. Something. Anyways.
No, I'm keeping it special because it is special. I like special.
All of our
Got the
episodes are
reference. That's
special.
good.
They always will be. It's how can you determine your favorites like your children?
So how are we all doing today?
Episode 4.
Um,
Good. How are you?
I'm rounder for the table.
I'm doing great.
Oh,
I've gained some weight
other
recently,
than,
so I had to add that in there.
What's everybody been playing?
7
Tiddlywinks.
days.
Huh?
Let's
7
all say it at
days.
the same time because that's really good for podcasting. I like that. On 3. 3. Missed it. All right.
Yeah, it's over.
I was waiting for the countdown. Okay.
I've been playing Elden Ring. I know I'm late to the game, pun fully intended, but I finally bit the bullet on playing a From Software game. And
Good game.
hot
Very good
damn wow, amazing. I love it. I get it now. I'm sorry to all the people I offended when I said Souls-like games are stupid, and if you play them, you're stupid.
Oh, you didn't say that.
I didn't say that, no, but I didn't understand it for the longest time, and I've been playing Elden Ring, and I'm like, what this? Like, for those watching the video, I have splints on my hands because I've been playing too much Elden Ring. Is basically what it is. The excuse is going to change throughout the episode. I am currently stuck on the Fire Giant for those who have played, and so I think this is where I stop my run. But anyways, what else have you guys been playing?
I can guess that Sassy has not played Fallout New Vegas yet.
Oh, no, I haven't. I've been playing 76. I did go to the pit.
Oh well, at least you made it to the pit.
I got
Hey.
yelled at about that last episode. So yes,
That's closer
I
to
have been to the
that's
pit.
closer to Vegas. You're almost there.
It
Yeah.
is
A little
closer to
bit.
Vegas. Yeah, so I did go to the pit. I actually did not mind it. I was a little annoyed because I tried to go by myself, and of course, everybody jumped on my team, and I was like, "Y'all go away," because I'm here to, do my
I
thing.
want to
which, of
explore.
course-
Thank you.
right?
I'm an
you know,
introvert. Leave me alone.
Yeah, when I get there and everybody runs off to go do their thing, and I'm like, doop, taking pictures. I'm just checking and taking in the ambiance, and they're all running off, and I'm like, ugh.
Like, come
Yeah, it's
on,
like
lady,
one of
open the
those-
door.
I know. And I'm like, God, now I feel pressured. So
Do you take
Yeah.
pictures during the daily ops normally?
not daily apps, but this
Well, then
isn't
why would you
daily
do it with
apps.
the pit? That's what it is.
Because daily apps are timed, and the pit is like,
That's
I mean,
fair.
daily apps. I've been to all these other places, and I can go there and take pictures, most of them, whenever I want.
Have we?
I know, we have-
introduced the guest person over here, and
Mav,
like,
she's
what's
over
going on?
here. She's
Well, I
over
think.
here.
well, not for me. She's right there.
Oh, I thought you were
Okay,
talking about the
everyone
guest
point
that
at
was
our
on the
guest.
bottom corner that was coming and going. I thought you were talking about that guest.
Oh,
Well,
well,
I am on the verge of
What have you been
finishing,
playing, Romer?
Forbidden Horizon.
Pleasures.
Horizon
West.
Forbidden West.
Yeah,
Jeez, got that mixed up. I'm like on the verge of about finishing it. So
that's what
finally.
you think. You're not even close.
Nav, what are you playing? Yeah, I'm muted.
Muted microphone.
He's
that's what
on muted
playing.
micro. He's playing muted microphone. There he goes.
Okay.
Okay.
So all right, let's just get let's just
He was on
What's his
7
Netflix?
days.
What's he playing?
Yeah, I've been playing 7 days lately.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Still
trying
enjoying
to
it?
text somebody. Yeah, I'm trying
And
to
did you
text
die?
someone while I'm doing. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
So, Ms. Guest, what have you been playing?
Oh, Ms. Guest. Well, I've been mostly playing Fallout 76. a little bit of Dragon Age. What else? Oh, just this and that. If people can't guess who I am from that, then that's fine.
I was going to say, I wonder if anybody knows who we have with us today.
Do you play Fallout 76 and Dragon Age at the exact same time?
I have been known to do that. I've also been known to be on Twitter at the same time as well. Yeah. If I could play Dragon Age on the phone while it being 76, I 100% would.
I've been playing a little Sea of Thieves on top of everything else.
Always a good choice. Sea of Thieves is amazing.
I love that game. It's pretty cool. Been having fun with that.
So with
on that note,
Sassy going ahead and revealing our guest, sort of.
Say anything yet.
I think I'll just go ahead and I'll do that. I will reveal our guest. We have the wonderful and very talented Jessica Starr on our show.
No way.
Hey, thank you. Happy to be here.
That won't be there.
Jessica, I've always wanted to ask our guests this question, and I'm going to go ahead and ask it. Jessica, who the hell are you, and why should I care?
Well, I'm not sure you should care. That, of course, is a personal matter, and I respect your choice in that matter. But, well, I don't know. I'm a Whovian and a gamer. I like to do all kinds of things around games. So I do podcasting. I've podcasted for a long time. I have shows like the Fallout feed, Dames Who Game, part of ASA Podcasting Network with a Skyrimatic podcast. Also, I do YouTube. I stream. I have a channel called United Wastelanders Network where we do camp showcases, various Fallout streams, very Fallout Bethesda oriented. That's kind of my thing. But as far as caring, totally up to you.
Let me recap this for you. I'm Jessica Starr. You don't have to care. It's okay. Here is a huge laundry list of amazing things I've done, though. But
hardest working woman in the wasteland, I'm telling you.
Humble, too.
Yes.
God, I hate humble people.
And humble.
Oh, my God. You cowards. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
So cool.
Jaxus is laughing.
It's because Gingerino's tapping into his inner butthole.
What?
That just
Could we do that off screen, please?
Say that sounds very unsanitary.
Jaxus is nervously laughing.
I was
'cause I'm
trying not
having
to
Wow.
use the actual curse word, but it's like, I don't know. I give up.
He's exploring that side of himself. I understand.
Welcome, Jessica. I am glad
That's
you are
funny.
on our show. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jaxus. That was just, cool. Awesome.
But for real,
All right.
Jessica, I'm so excited to have you on here.
Really happy to be here with y'all. Talk Fallout.
Oh,
This
man.
is, the Fallout round table. I've been enjoying the shows, and I do a lot of things, but mostly around Fallout. So this is a perfect place. I've really enjoyed the shows I've heard so far, and excited to contribute, and even more excited about the big news you're going to reveal.
Ooh.
We have big news? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
That's every time, Jaxus.
He's did it last
It's
time.
called a segue.
What's funny is
Yeah.
is I believe
Or to learn from the
I
experienced
believe
podcasters.
Sally was going on and on about you the way I was going on and on about Shalene. So it just seemed like every other time she's like, oh, Jessica's gonna be on here. So excited.
You're talking about me. I
Yes.
thought you were talking about
So-
somebody named Sally. I don't know who Sally is.
Did I say Sally? I'm so sorry.
You did. And I was like, who's
Sassy.
Sally? And like, is your wife's name?
I
Yes.
apologize.
But yes,
I apologize.
I was fangirling as much as you were about Shalene because you were very excited about Shalene. You told us we have this guy.
I thought it was a perfectly appropriate amount of fangirling. I'm a big fan of Shalene myself. She is my co-host on Dames Who Game and a great friend. And it was exactly the appropriate amount because she is amazing.
You should have heard what she said while we were off the recording, though. It was, oh boy.
You were such a troublemaker tonight. What is up with you?
I think he's drinking too much Red Bull or something.
Something happened.
I know. I'm so sorry. What? I was going to say she said much nicer things, but it was all personal, so we couldn't put it on the show.
You're just like never like this.
Fine, I'll stop.
I think you're just like opening up more. Huh?
What's
Maybe
really
we shouldn't
fun-
use the term opening up after the earlier comment.
Bravo.
That
Bravo.
was good.
That was great.
What's really
Now it's
funny
good.
is like
Now I can't edit that one out. You just made it too funny.
Please delete that.
This is all going on our
It'll be there.
OnlyFans.
It's all gonna be there.
This is a bonus episode, folks.
you've got that set up right there, Ginger. Right.
No, well, I set it up, but Sassy's got access to the email, so only she can really finalize the or
It's
Mav.
finalized.
Well, there you go. Then technically
It's
we have
been
an OnlyFans.
finalized since the night you set it up. You keep throwing it on me, and I'm like, dude, I
Oh.
did it as soon as you told me.
Well, this is
Oh.
just like our OnlyFans account. This is very awkward.
Is Worsey or like?
All right.
I'm not
is he
sure.
play- Okay, I was just wondering if he's heading that up like he said he was going to.
Hey, Jessica, what did you say about we have some news coming up?
Well, I heard that y'all are about to embark on an adventure of sorts, and I want to hear more about that.
Well, with that being
Sweet.
said, Gingerino, would you like to go ahead and announce our special announcement?
Yeah, so this is a big secret. I haven't told anybody, not even those listening. They're not aware at all. So although Sassy did drop a hint, I told her what to say. It did involve the word dice, which I think might have given it away for those of you who are particularly great sleuths, sorry. That us, the Fallout Roundtable crew, plus some extras, maybe not, we're going to be playing Fallout, the tabletop role-playing game developed by Modifius Entertainment. That's right. It's and for those who don't know what that is, it's Dungeons and Dragons, but Fallout. Okay, that's what it is. I said it. So I am going to be game mastering. So I apologize in advance. Everyone else here is going to be a player. And today you guys have to tell me about your characters, even though you've had no prep whatsoever. Wink, wink.
No, I mean, I just made my character, but I totally didn't prep on purpose. So.
Mhm. And Jessica, because she's here with us, I think you were recently on another show where you had a character. You get to tell us about that.
Yes. So I got to join Dave Chaffins and the crew over at Rad Rolls for a special one shot that we recorded in early September, ran all through September. And it was a one shot campaign with 4 episodes where we went into the pit. We dove into the pit and, kind of got a little bit of the background. He did it for charity. And it was just a kind of nice introduction as kind of a palate cleanser of sorts while their main characters figured stuff out for the main campaign. Really good time.
Oh man, I love that show. It's so good. If you like actual play podcasts and Fallout, you listen to Rad Rolls. There you go. Romer, is that enough? Is that everything you need?
Sure, that sounded good.
I think I want to hear about Jessica's character because we didn't really get to hear like your character's backstory and kind of stuff when we were listening to Rad Rolls. It was all kind of like very much like, here you are, you're jumping in. And I got kind of like tidbits, like it sounded like you were a traitor, but I didn't hear like a full backstory on you. So tell us about your character.
Well, we did jump in head first into the campaign. It was interesting because, I am a big gamer, but I don't do a whole lot of tabletop. So that was a different experience. I mean, I played, Cyberpunk Vampire like we all have, but my first experience in the Fallout role-playing universe specifically, and first time I really tried to do a tabletop game in years. So I did get really into it. Oh my goodness, this rule book. If you guys are playing right now, have you taken a look at how large the rule book is?
Mm-hmm.
There's a rule book?
It's
Yes.
thick. Well, good thing the GM hasn't read the rule book.
Yeah, that's right.
This bodes well.
I think we are the only 2 that own it.
Yeah.
Right? I think everybody else has like the abridged version.
I've
you have
got
the
a
actual paper
64
copy?
page like PDF version.
Yeah. So my PDF is what? Is it 500?
But what's neat about it is I found going over the rule book, if you know the Fallout games, especially, in the last 15 years, since Fallout 3 came out, a lot of it really makes sense. Yes, the rules and how they apply are different, but you're looking at the same kind of weapon types, same kind of damage types, same kind of perks. I love the fact that there are perks and skills involved in this. Really neat. So for the pit expedition, my character was Janie. And it was fun coming with the backstory for her. I had to say, okay, I don't want her to be from Appalachia because that's a little bit too easy. This takes place shortly before, like I said, the events of the pit in the game that we have right now, 2204. So we're saying, this is like, I don't know, 2201, 2202. It's a little bit earlier. I don't think Dave gave an exact date as to when it was happening. And Janie, so how does she survive? Well, her father was a postal worker, a rural carrier to be specific. And when the bombs dropped, he fled along with some other people to the local sectional sort facility. So a mail facility. Because I'm like, what is an edifice that could help people survive? You know, I mean, yeah, you've got some big old banks and stuff, but we're in central Pennsylvania. And I'm like, okay, how about a mail sort facility? So I decided we did that, and a small town built up there. You know what I mean? And what was interesting was there's a lot of stuff to survive there. So, you know, they were able to live off of opening packages. I know. I'm sure it took them days, maybe even weeks before they, you know, hurt the sanctity of the US mail, but eventually they did. And there's all kinds of stuff there, you know, all kinds of stuff they could live off. And over time, the community kind of dissipated. I don't have it in front of me. Actually, I did kind of write this all out in a couple of paragraphs, but the idea is that, you know, raiders did happen. It's not a location, while it was strong enough to withstand as a bit of a fortress, it also wasn't the kind of location that was sustainable necessarily. You know what I mean? They had to venture afar to resupply, and there weren't that many of them. Ultimately, after her father died, she ended up taking his old vehicle while it ran and started doing, you know, what she knew growing up here as being a bit of a trader. So she was doing courier work town to town in the area of Western Pennsylvania. Eventually, you know, the truck no longer ran because that happens in the wasteland. Tires and all that is our excuse, right? We all have different explanations for why some of these fusion vehicles won't run. But you can get
it just
some
doesn't
things
work.
running. Yeah. And I mean, some do, of course. You know, there are Canon cars in the wasteland, but not that many. So anyhow, she tried to settle down a bit, and with some success, but ultimately she wanted to, it was unsafe where she was living. So she joined up with the union because she wanted to use her knowledge of the lay of the land and kind of move up to become a trader. So that was kind of the idea, that she was going from courier to trader and helping lead the people from the union in the pit to different towns to do their trading, because they're making weapons, they're making goods. You know, they have these smelting facilities. What do they do with them? They don't just like stack them up and build the Iron Throne. So I'm like, well, okay, they need to have some kind of expeditions. Picture Bunker Hill, picture something else. So I'm not saying she was going to be Wasteland Cricket or something, but you know, kind of just picture a couple of Brahmin, couple of guards, and she would be leading some caravans. So that was my character. Now, did that come into play much during the expedition? No, because, you know, where does it get a lead? You don't really know. But that was kind of my idea for her origin. And I imagine all of you creating characters are going to have similar thoughts as far as, you know, what informs that character as you role play them.
I had a question though for our little dungeon master guy. Is what time frame are we playing in?
Okay. So I'll just actually give a setting over right now, because we are doing a one shot literally in one sitting, and we don't know if we're going to like it or not. I have made the setting as vague as humanly possible. So that way, if we do like playing, we can discuss as a group how we would like to play our game, and then we'll set it down on a definite time and location. Right now, it's roughly one generation after the bombs dropped. Think long enough time that caravan merchants and all that can be established in different areas of America. So I'm not sure how long you'd put that on, but I don't have it nailed down.
So like an Appalachia kind of time frame?
I mean, considering the people that weren't in the vault, that's probably what they were doing.
Is it possible you're giving your players too much power? For instance, they could collude. They could all show up with Transylvanian accents, and next thing you know, it's set in, you know, Transylvania.
So what'll happen in that case is I won't give a shit, and then I'll just go forward with it.
I say we're still at his mercy as far as what's going to happen.
I will break the lore all I need to if I have to, and if they want to do that, I will just ruin it for them. That's all I can say. Yeah, it's purposely vague just so that we're not stuck in it if that's what we want to do.
Okay, I was just thinking for the whole bio thing, you know.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I was like, it's not, you know, because my story, I was like, oh, I don't know whatever time he plays.
Y'all can tell me what your bios are, and it'll work out. I already know a couple of what you guys are working with, and it's
I already know how I can get around mine, so I got mine.
Yeah,
I got a loophole.
I just like to ask questions to create chaos, so
that's fine.
You do. That's your special gift.
I know. That's what I have to look forward to.
I know, right?
I do this because I hate myself. That's why I do this.
Hey, I as I've stated before, I do 2 Pathfinder games and stuff, and I know how the players. It's like you have a vision in your mind, and you can take that vision, you can crumple it up the wall and throw it away once you introduce the other characters.
Right, exactly.
So
True. Well, you were also saying, weren't you saying that like we're gonna play it like we don't know each other or we had just met,
Yeah. So
unless we wanted to make our backstories coerce
yes, if you
somehow.
guys, and I've told you this before, if you want to work together, create backstories for your characters where you do know each other, you can do that. Otherwise, we'll assume at the start that you have only known each other for a short period of time, and I'll introduce how that works. Reason being is that we are doing this all from start to finish in one go. And so doing a full 1 or 2 hour role playing of how you meet is not conducive to one sitting. So
boring.
Not necessary.
unless you guys have
I mean,
a backstory where you meet each other.
even with the entire long campaign that they're doing on Rad Rolls, they never really went into how they met. I mean, they basically all met in the beginning.
Like, hi, we're here. Let's go.
And that's
much.
kind of, it's functionally how
Pretty
it's
much
going
how
to
you
go.
started.
You guys are going to have like known each other for maybe a day at the start of the thing. That way you're kind of familiar enough that you can say you would talk to this person. but
Everybody showed up on the same
awkwardly so.
caravan, traveling to different locations.
Yeah, I think
Boom,
Rad
here you
Rolls
go.
started where it was like everybody answered an ad or something.
Yeah, those are the best intros. You
shut
know,
up.
you notice a handsome bard across the way. You suddenly feel compelled to speak to them, you know, or wow, talking to this person. You feel as though you've known them for a long time. I'm sure you'll be great friends. Totally
Yeah.
works.
Exactly. Well, I've only known you for a day. I feel like we've been friends for a lifetime. Especially
Let's
the
set off on a
waist.
journey of years. Yeah.
Mhm.
I can actually get along with you. Let's hang out for a while. You're not trying to rob me.
Romer,
the
that's me
wasteland.
answering your questions. I'm just doing it like this.
All right.
All right.
So what
Is there
is up
anything
now?
else that you want to reveal, Ginger, or is that's as good as it's gonna go?
As good as
Oh.
it's gonna get.
I want to, you guys will see what we're going to play when we play it. If
Sounds
you have
like
any more
fun.
questions, you can ask it and I'll answer the question, even if the answer is none of your damn business yet.
Okay.
You find out
Under
when you find out.
development.
Oh my goodness.
You find
All
out
right.
when you find out.
Well, do we want to go ahead and reveal? Or actually, I'm sorry, Jaxus, should we go ahead and take a break?
That would be good timing. Sure, why not?
Okay.
All right.
We'll take a break. Message from these sponsors.
Ever wanted to be a content creator but had no clue where to begin? Come join me as I sit down with content creators that have already faced the challenges you're up against, as they discuss the tips and tricks that help them be successful. Here on The Content Creator's Guide, available wherever podcasts can be found.
We're back, and we want to. You got me off room now. We want to thank you for hanging in there with us, listening and tuning in with us. And if you want to message us and talk to us about the show, hit us up on our socials. You can find us on Twitter at FalloutRTB. You can email us at falloutrtb@gmail.com. That's RTB like round table. Or you can join us on our Discord. If you search Fallout Roundtable, you should be able to find us. Or hopefully we'll have the link dropped in the description of the show. You'll also find us on YouTube. We've been posting our crazy recordings on YouTube, which is a lot harder to edit than the actual show. So that might be some fun for y'all to be able to see us do live recordings and some of the interesting things that our excellent editor Jaxus removes before you fine folks get to listen to it.
Oh boy.
And all the faces that everybody makes while someone is trying to be serious and talk. All right. So speaking of, Romer, are you ready?
I swear, I think we've become like more childlike now that we have the actual video and we're seeing each other and making faces and everything. And it's just, I think it's worse now than when we're just
Yes.
doing the audio stuff.
Because everybody is trying to make faces and make you laugh, especially
Part
you,
of our-
because it's so easy.
Part of our growth process. Romer, listen, you can't become a teenager until you're a pre-adolescent. And so this is just part of our growth. We'll get there, my friend.
Right.
Don't worry.
What's the point of growing up if you can't be childish every once in a while?
And there we go again. I agree, actually.
All right, folks. All right. So at this point, we are going to go ahead and have the others reveal reveal their characters or the character concept. Now, I'm just going to clarify. We're not going to go special stats and everything stuff like that, because not everybody's into that like some people.
But the system's so good, man. I want you to tell me about it.
It's really funny is I enjoy that. I enjoy listening to character creation and stuff like that, but I know it's not everybody's cup of tea and stuff. So I've actually listened to shows to where I've gone through the character creation and then I just completely lost interest once I started actually playing the game. I was just like, I can move on now.
I got what I wanted.
It's all about the characters. Just make a character.
So who would like to introduce their character first? Anybody?
I guess I can go ahead and get myself out of the way here.
All right.
Yeah.
That's Jax's, by the way.
Hi. I have like a kind of a pre-made, but I changed the name and screwed around with it because I'm lazy. Yeah. Anyway, this is a scribe from the Brotherhood of Steel. Go figure. The character's name is Jaxie. It's Jaxie Zero. She was born April 1st, 2076, at least as far as I can tell so far. Daughter of Jake Zero. Jake Zero was a lawyer before the war, and he got involved with an unknown woman who was killed on the way to the vault. Jack never mentioned Jaxie's mother, even to Jaxie. So Jaxie grew up with her father, who raised her to think logically and try to avoid conflict because he's a lawyer and he's a big whiner. So Jake had a tendency for filing false claims while he was inside the vault and complaining about others, residents, especially E. Jefferson, which made him a very unpopular person in the vault. And Jaxie Zero, unlike her father, was actually liked by the people in the vault and had a good disposition. She, unlike her father, felt that there was a need to kind of face things head on and not be so afraid of handling things with a heavy-handed way, give somebody a crack in the jaw once in a while. And then referred to her own father as a snowflake. After being made a lab tech in Vault 76 until it was opened, she then left the vault to make her way into the wastelands on her own. And then after traveling around all over the wasteland and getting tired of the lawless disorder that she witnessed, every time she come across somebody, they would try to rob her and this and that. And, of course, she'd slap them down and take care of business because she was tough as nails. She bumped into a group of Brotherhood of Steel guys that were out on patrol. And after some conversation with Paladin Silent, hey, Silent, how you doing? Yeah. Anyway, she was accepted as a initiate scribe for the Brotherhood of Steel. And this is where her story really begins.
Boom. Mic drop.
Bravo.
Interesting.
Oh, man.
Really good story.
I like that. That's good.
All right. Sassy, how you feeling?
I feel great. How do you feel?
With my hands. Sorry.
I didn't write anything down, so this is all like coming straight out of my head. So I might be a little discombobulated. So
It might be leaky.
I haven't thought about her, since before the hurricane, to be honest. My character is Brittany Morgan. There's a reason for the girly name.
Being
Brittany
female?
Brittany actually did grow up in Appalachia. She grew up in West Virginia, very close to Huntersville. We know what happened in Huntersville, right?
For those listening, why don't you explain to us what happened?
Okay. So West Tech scientists, executives, whoever decided to use the FEV, the forced evolutionary virus, and they put it in the water of these unsuspecting people in the town of Huntersville and basically saw what happened. And it was not good. All the people went, they turned into super mutants and they were all murderous and suicidal, and it was a failed experiment. Well, you know how in a lot of areas, especially in rural areas, they all have well water. Well water all comes from groundwater. And some of that FEV just happened to escape Huntersville and made it in through the groundwater and trickled down the mountain ways and ended up in the streams and the creeks and the wells of the water where Brittany and her family grew up. Now, didn't affect her parents, but when Brittany was a child, she was the tallest girl in her class. She was the smartest girl in her class, and she was the strongest girl in her class. Now, she wasn't necessarily the best at sports because she was kind of clumsy, which was kind of chalked up to the fact that she was just super tall and kind of gangly. And nobody really knew, like doctors didn't know because not everybody knew about this stuff going on with West Tech. Nobody really knew why this was. So they just kind of said, weird genetic pool, whatever. We got lucky. Brittany's just really smart and really strong and really tall, like taller than her parents. So Brittany graduates high school and she has won a full ride scholarship to Harvard because she wants to be a doctor. So she's actually in Boston area when the war starts. That was my timeline. But I have a loophole. She doesn't really know what to do since then. They survived in the subways. And eventually, after people either died or decided they were going to leave, Brittany had this strong desire that she wanted to see what happened to her parents, if they were able to survive or whatever. So she started to make her way back to Appalachia to see if she could find out what happened to her family, if they were still around or whatever. And then she just kind of ran into some problems along the way. But being that she's super intelligent and super strong, she has managed to get herself out of most problems. And I was trying to describe my character to my husband and my son because I didn't have a name for her yet. And I'm trying to describe her and I'm like, okay, so she's really strong. She's taller than most. She's really smart. And she's like, she actually has you know where I'm going with this. I can see it on your face. And so I'm like, but I want this like really girly name for her. What's the most girly name you can come up with? My husband looks at me and goes, so basically she's She-Hulk. She's not green. But yeah, basically she's She-Hulk. But she's not green. So she didn't take on the physical, like the icky traits of, so basically, as my son said, what they wanted to do with FEV, but couldn't, right? You know, all they didn't know, all you had to do is dilute it. and they could have had everything they wanted because she
Green Xena
personifies
warrior.
that. Yeah, basically. But she's not green.
But she's not green. That's an important detail.
She's not green. But the caveat is if it is beyond what would be her normal expected lifespan, she has FEV, so it makes her live for a long time.
A tall version of Lily.
Yeah. So that's why if the time frame doesn't probably make a big difference because FEV just makes her live longer than those people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what flesh tone is she going to have?
She's just the normal girl.
So she's not green, is what you're saying.
She's just an abnormally girl.
She's really a normal girl, except she just happens to be about, 6.5, 7 feet tall.
Just abnormal in every way, but normal otherwise.
Yeah. And, her agility is like 4. So just, tall, lanky, and not very graceful. Actually, I mean, I shouldn't say this. My best friend in high school, God love her, she's 6'4", and everybody that we knew, because I'm only 5'4", so she's like a foot taller than me, and she was just always used to that. The thing is, she's not like you would think, oh, 6'4", model, right? She's built like her brothers, so she's big boned, and so not model, but most people, everybody comes up to her and she's like, if I hear this one more time, everybody's like, do you play basketball? Do you play basketball? And she's like, no. I mean, literally everywhere we went, she would get asked that. It was just like, stop.
No, I'm a pro wrestler.
Ask her. Probably could have been. But this is the way I kind of envision Brittany because, and she goes by Britt, but it's kind of like that, she doesn't have the agility to do anything like sports or something and be really good at it, but she falls down a lot, but that's okay because she's got an endurance of 7, so she's there.
Where did the last name of Morgan come from? Was there an inspiration for that too?
So I typically will name my characters Irish names because I'm Irish. I don't know if anybody got that. And Morgan was actually my first dog. So
Aw.
Cute.
I know. I had to come up with a
Indy?
name.
That
So-
was the name of the dog.
So the funny thing is like nobody asked me like why I chose Brittany over, because I think one of the suggestions was Tiffany, and I chose Brittany instead. There is a reason.
Brittany.
There's a reason, because at some point in time I want to pull out because I'm Brittany, bitch.
I knew it. So good.
Because I'm extra. I'm so hoping that something comes up where I can just, pull that off. Please let there be something where I can pull that
Also,
off.
being from Huntersville, she's a little bit toxic.
She is a little toxic.
That was a good call out. I like that. That was great. Oh,
I've got that going through my head. So I might be singing a lot while we're playing.
So, what's your character there, Romer? What do you got?
Maverick. What's your character going to be?
He
there, my
just
friend?
totally went.
Before he
went
falls
nuts.
asleep.
He's
Before
like,
he falls
nope, I'm
asleep, we
gonna
got to get him.
I'm,
Get him
wa-
before
I'm
he
watching the
snoozes.
recliner get further and further.
Uh-huh.
and
The eyes
further
are
back.
like,
Maverick. What's your character?
My character.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. His name is John Michael Carson.
nice. The old JMC.
Yeah, captain in the Enclave. So I always role play. Whenever I do Fallout role play, I always use this guy. But it's later in his life, most times, where he's lost a couple limbs to the wasteland, and he's had to use like Giddy Up Buttercup, like use one of them legs, like chop off a leg and use one of those.
I was just thinking Brittany
Uh,
is not carrying this guy around, and then you're like, he's using a Giddy Up Buttercup. I'm like,
that like like how people how they if they lose a limb they can get prosthetics. Well out in the wasteland you can't find prosthetics really, so he just found while he was walking around doing recall, he
Hopping?
gets blown up or whatever. Yeah, reconning or whatever. He finds a Giddy Up Buttercup. He found one of its legs was just the right size for him to stay balanced. I mean, he's still gonna have to have a walking stick or whatever, but he chops the rest of his leg off, and he basically surgically puts that leg on the Giddy Up Buttercup leg right, and it replaces it, and it makes a bionic leg.
That's awesome. So if you guys fall behind, he can really hoof it.
That's good.
Yeah.
She is the best.
Oh,
These
wow.
one-liners.
I quit. That was too good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh,
But no, his backstory is basically he was on the oil rig or whatever. He was very well liked within the high ranks of the Enclave. That's why he was a captain at such a young age. They sent him on a mission, like his the people that didn't like him sent him on like a suicide mission, and they haven't seen him to the West Coast to see what was going on because they didn't know what was going on. That's basically where I'm at. They fought monsters. He's lost a leg, like I said. I thought about making him wear an eye patch because he's probably lost an eye, but I'm like,
did you have a
I don't
parrot
wanna-
as well?
what?
A little rad parrot on his
God.
his
make him
shoulder?
a
Oh my
pirate.
God.
Does he sing shanties?
No, please.
Boy,
Maverick,
sing
you have to
shanties
sing shanties.
With
He
Brit while she
could.
sings Toxic.
Comes on, he's like, "Hurry me, ladies! I am coming
Just-
on. Oh, I got me a new leg. We're going to go take care
She's
of
gonna
some
knock
guns
his
here."
Giddy Up Buttercup leg out and go, oops, I did it again.
Great.
I-
Now
I-
I'm gonna get DMCA'd. Way to go.
For half a second there, I honestly thought you're gonna like replace like your lower torso with the Giddy Up Buttercup torso. So like you're gonna be like,
Oh, and be like a man horse.
A centaur.
Centaur, yeah.
That's so awesome. Minotaur, yeah. That would be
Oh,
so
man.
awesome.
Too late.
idea for later. So,
That's writing it down.
My next character.
Job of floating platform.
So, Gingerino, did you have a character idea?
Romer, nice try. You got to go next.
Okay. All right. So, I usually, when I get into my character creation, it usually kind of like I get a spark of an idea, and then it just kind of like snowballs from there. And So, if you see this gentleman, he has a bowler hat. He's got suspenders, and he's got some slacks that all match. And then he's got a beige button-up shirt. Sleeves are rolled up. Very dapper gentleman. He's got a very long handlebar mustache. A little bit of a soul patch going on there. And he is a ghoul. And his name is Sir Reginald Davidson III. He is a ghoul, and
How you doing, guys?
he is he used to be a part of MI6. Matter of fact, he was over here in the States on a mission.
He's got a raspy voice and an accent.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
And he was over here on a mission when when the bombs dropped, and he has found a shelter that was very poorly made and lasted for a while, and because of the poor manufacturing of the shelter he was in, he is now a ghoul. And he very dapper. He is currently in the process of trying to earn money so that he can make his way back to the motherland. The motherland. I don't
Jolly
think they
old
call it
England.
motherland. Back to good old England. I have some ideas that I think we're going to kind of wait for in game to see if they would happen, because I think it's going to be fun.
Oh man, that's good.
So yep, that's my character.
Oh, I love it. That's great.
Sir Reginald Davidson III.
The third.
And
it's gonna be a good time for sure. Don't worry about it.
so
I love
yeah.
when you were like, he's from MI6. Jessica went, "Holy shit!" it was great.
What's funny is I actually I've been reaching out and contacting people on Facebook and on Discord and stuff, trying to figure out, is there any official lore for what goes on over in England? And
Right.
there's nothing really.
Very little.
You can try Fallout London.
Yeah.
See if you can
Right.
get something from them.
Just what they're making. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I thought, yeah, screw it, just gonna go with it, and what happens. So
Yeah, MI6 was definitely still in existence according to most of the lore we've heard. Different, but there. That sounds great. I love how out there all these character origins are. I think it's going to be quite the motley crew.
For sure. I want
Dear
to like
God, help
I
me.
want to like draw all of our characters,
That's great.
like group photo kind of thing. That'd be so awesome. Especially now that I want to draw like Mav's character with a giddy up buttercup leg.
Giddy up TM.
and a
But-
parrot and an eye patch.
Romer, when you described your character, I kind of pictured Steed from what was that 60s or 70s show? Like not the Impossibles. Suddenly forgetting. There were two characters, a man and a woman. Anyway, I pictured him.
I don't know why you said 70s show. My brain went to hide.
There you go. It was actually it was more 60s. Very classic show, but I'm forgetting what
Which
it's
show
called.
was it?
60s, 70s.
What was the name of this show?
That's what I'm trying to remember. I feel so bad. Let's see. Oh, it was the Avengers. It was
Yeah, okay. I
originally
was
called
thinking-
the Avengers. John
I was-
Steed.
Gotcha. I was thinking the Avengers, but I was like, no, that's superheroes.
Yeah.
No.
That's why I crossed it
I know,
off. I
right?
didn't even realize.
But yeah, I have ideas. And what I really hate is I hate if it's just a one shot and nothing happens, because I'm like so attached to him. So attached to Reggie right now. I'm just like,
Listen, I have a pretty strong feeling that this group of people in particular are gonna
My
be-
name's Reginald. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I wouldn't worry about it.
I would say
see,
that there's
what
probably at
Jax
least
is doing right now is what I was trying to avoid, because every time I tried doing a voice, all I could hear was Krusty the Clown.
Krusty.
Oh no.
Say the loud part quiet and the quiet part loud.
I just need to find a way to get a British accent in there.
Yeah, it's not
Exactly.
easy. After he told me his character design and we hung up our Discord call, I sat there for a good 20 minutes, like
Trying to do it.
Pip, cheerio, chip, pip, chip, chip, and I couldn't do it.
Shit,
And
I
I'm
just
like,
can't get the British accent with this. Maybe they don't smoke enough Marlboros over there. I don't know.
Romer's got it covered. I know he does. I haven't heard it yet, so I'm looking forward to it.
No, I
You
feel
can
the
do it?
pressure.
I don't know if he can.
I'd like
I'm
a
putting a lot of
spot of
pressure
tea.
on him, though.
I don't know if we can actually get this done, you know. That's getting closer, I guess. I'd like a spot of tea.
Oh, I literally have
It
pages.
sounds
on
like some
my-
guy on the docks now.
I literally
Well, I
have
mean, there's
pages
so many
of-
different accents in the UK. It just all depends on where he's from in the UK.
That's true.
Is he a
Yeah.
proper Londoner or is he?
Is he an Australian that got taken out there? Because I could probably do that one a little easier.
So just do an accent, but pretend you've been smoking for 200 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Too many Marlboros, you know.
Jessica's shaking her head like, what the heck is wrong with these guys?
I'm
I
just
mean, you're
trying to
not going to
follow
be able
along.
to talk. You're not going to be able to talk normally after that. Is
It's
the problem.
core blimey, governor. I guess I'm ghoulified and stuff.
Oh yeah, she's
You know,
got it.
Blimey,
Dave, you can do
governor.
it.
Not much of a ghoul.
I don't think
Non-Ghoulified
that
part.
you envision Reginald as being more Cockney. I think you envision him as being more posh.
Sir
Oh,
Reginald.
yes.
Reggie.
Yes.
Reggie
Ooh,
to his
he's
friends.
naked.
It is going to be one of those podcasts for sure.
Too bad that Jessica's always so busy. We should bring Janie into the mix too, but I have a feeling she's booked.
I think there's going to be a large enough cast of characters. I expect pure chaos.
Yep.
And
It will
I will
be
give it a listen.
pure unadulterated chaos. It'll
it's
be great.
gonna be an event.
Let's kind of pull this train back to some tracks somewhere along the line. Get going straight. Where are we going from here?
Well, do we want to
Do
talk
we have
about?
anything more to talk about for this part?
So
We
is it an
definitely
official?
want to talk about
Hall-
your guests, right?
Yeah,
like-
that's what I was. Yeah, I was kind of trying not to say guess, but yeah. Do we want to talk about who's going to be on the show with us?
I have invited Mr. Dave Chaffins himself and Jared. It's Jared, right? Jared? It's Jared, right? Tell me I have the right. Well, I know too many Jareds and Jeromes and anyway.
Jaxus's.
We're getting Jared and Dave from
I only
Rad
know
Rolls.
one. I only know one Jaxus.
That's
We're
right.
getting them from Rad Rolls.
That's because
To
there
come-
is only one.
We're getting Dave and Jared to come play with us, which is why Ginger here is being the what GM DM whatever
Game Master, Overseer,
yeah
Grand
overseer
Poobah, Lord and Master.
Lord and Master yes
Yeah,
That's
He's a
why
general
he's doing it.
merchandise.
because
Yeah,
we're
man.
gonna give Dave the opportunity to play
Yeah.
rather than be the man in charge because he's
Always the man
well,
in charge.
he's running them, and even when he took paternity leave, then Jared was running the show. So we're gonna let them just play this time. So I told them to make characters, and they were really excited. Dave is like really, he's all about it. So it's gonna be really fun to see what Ginger cooks up for us to see what kind of trouble we're gonna get into with these guys. Because if you listen to Rad Rolls, and you should,
And if you've ever listened to Dave Chaffins for 5 minutes, it's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
get chaotic.
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna
That'd
be
be crazy.
fun. It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna be probably doing things that we never
And-
thought we would be
He
doing.
might be crazier than me. I don't know.
He can be a chaos DeVito. It's true.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
He
think
might be crazier
you
than
guys
me.
are kind of up there.
No,
yeah,
no,
it's
probably
gonna be a
more
toss.
crazier than me. More crazier
Yes.
than me. And that's
So-
saying something.
Yeah.
'cause
So
I'm
if you
crazy.
haven't checked out Rad Rolls yet, go do that. They like
Yeah.
Jessica Starr just said, and
Do
she's
it.
on it. They just did a
Yep.
4-part episode, so you can bang that out. If you're like, I
Oh, for
can't
sure.
listen to a whole arc of campaigns. What's wrong with you, Ginger?
Yep.
So you can listen to 4. Also, they just came out with a rules cast episode, which I greatly appreciate.
I gotta listen to. I didn't know that had come out yet.
They're so
Yes.
good. I'm so looking forward to actually formally meeting Dave and Jared. Oh.
I know. I've been talking to Dave. I just finally got where I can talk to Jared. So I've been talking to him through Dave. Been good. I can't
Nice.
wait. So much fun. I had this idea months ago or something, and I was just like, I'm doing this. You guys are doing this. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna find out. We're gonna do it. So then we decided to make it. the
I love
Halloween
watching
thing.
you guys get all excited and all giddy and stuff. It just cracks me up.
Because I like to have fun, and this is gonna be fun. And I just, I've been dying to play this game.
I like any time that something
for a
doesn't
while.
become mundane and normal.
Well, that is one thing about us. That it seems like we do something different every single time we get on here, which is awesome.
And half the time, I have no idea how it's going to end up until I'm done. And then I'm
Once
like,
the recording
"Oh."
is over, Jaxus openly weeps. Edit this.
Yeah.
So
Jaxus
are
is the
we
man.
officially calling it our Halloween special? Is that what we're going
It's
to
our
call it?
Halloween
That's
special.
what Mav wanted. Yeah. Because of basically the time of year and the fact that because we are playing this so we're live streaming it, right? Yes.
Mhm.
We're going to live stream this one shot
That's
that
the
we're going to do.
rumor.
and It's probably going to take us a while. So we're probably going to break the show down and maybe, distribute it over a couple of weeks because the
It's
people
not
that
fair to
listen
put all
the
that on
podcast-
Jaxus to be like,
Yeah.
can you edit like
Can you
4
edit
episodes
like
in one go?
6
No.
hours of and a lot of people that do listen to the podcast you gotta catch that. You gotta catch that close up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that they're used to our kind of hour-ish length. So they probably hear like something that's 2-3 hours from us and they're just like, oh my God, you've gone off the deep end.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do
We
like,
have.
the part 1, part 2, part 3, whatever you want to call it. Kind of like we did in our very, very first episode. We have a 2-parter and everybody loved that.
I
So
anticipate a 2-parter. Technically, it could be 3, but I
we
anticipate
go
a
again.
2.
I guess it all depends on how crazy we get.
Yeah, if we can keep you guys on track.
Good luck.
I have to rewrite everything.
I was thinking about it. The reason why they don't call the game master or whatever you want to call it overseer,
overseer?
because if there's an overseer in the game, it'd be rather confusing. Mr. Overseer, and then you have 2 people talking.
As overseer, I would just overrule it. Just
The
kidding.
one true overseer.
There can only be one.
They all
I
look
mean,
alike.
you can house
They all
roll
look
that.
like
say
Gingerino
they're
in
all-
all the vaults. All the overseers look alike.
Yeah.
Gary.
They're all
I'm
Gary.
gonna wreck
Gary.
on all of Fallout. They're just called vault leaders now.
Ginger.
Man, I
build build a character that's a clone of each other, and there's like 3 or 4 of them.
Hmm.
Oh, that would be chaos.
I'm going to create a meme where Ginger's doing this.
Yeah,
And
right.
there's like 900 of them. And then Satins goes, Ginger!
Yeah.
Ginger.
There is a ginger vault in my world, but you guys probably won't see it. It's pretty far away.
They don't.
Ginger's off to the side writing notes. Ooh, this is a great idea.
I know, right? We're gonna find the ginger vault.
Then there's one invisible NPC that has all the cheat codes, but you can't find him. So there you go.
Yeah,
He's
he's
invisible.
You have to find the person, and then you have to jump up and down, go left and right.
Here's my
And
idea.
throw
Throw
A,
Up,
mud.
up, down,
Throw
down,
mud.
left, right, BA
That's
start.
the one.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this. What's going to be really great is that's going to be like days before. Let's see, we're going to record on Thursday, and I'm going on vacation on Saturday, so I'll be amped as it is. So that'll just add to it. So,
Exciting.
All right, let's close it up.
all right, folks.
Yes.
Sorry.
Time to go, and
Sorry,
nobody wants
yes.
to
Yes,
go.
Yes, I am running this chaos. Okay, so so everyone, thank you very much. Jessica, thank you very much for putting up with me and my crazy questions and such, and the controlled chaos that we call a podcast.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
I just said blessings. Blessings on you. Blessings on your cow, on your ancestors' cow. That was a Mulan reference for those who didn't get it. Anyways,
Oh, yes.
thank you. I say that to people all the time at my job, and they're like, "You calling me a cow?" Oh,
Yeah, because every grown adult's
Yes.
walking around watching Mulan.
if you
I am
haven't,
calling you a cow.
You know?
if you haven't watched Mulan, you should. She's got the highest kill count of all the Disney princesses.
It's true. That girl slays.
It does.
She really did.
Ginger.
Jessica, is there anywhere where we can where you want to read?
Oh, yeah, that might be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, cheese.
Where do we
guys.
find?
Why I
Jessica
thought you'd never
Starr?
ask. No, thank you
Yeah.
so much for having me, you guys. This has been fantastic. So, yes, my name's Jessica Starr. I'm at Sleep is for Tea on Twitter and Jessica Starr on all the things. I do host a podcast called The Fallout Feed, we talked about earlier. It's funny, the focus of our podcast is actually the Fallout Roundtable, which is the name of your show, but unrelated. But each season, which sometimes they happen in a row, sometimes there's a brief break in between, we basically choose a series of quests to go through with characters that we've assigned random attributes and kind of walk through there. So if you guys want to check out the feed, that would be amazing. I also stream and do YouTube and all that.
Good show.
Awesome. All right, everybody,
Listen
say
to
good
it if
night.
you haven't.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.